Welcome to another deep dive, everyone. You guys always give us the most interesting combinations of sources to explore, and this one is no different.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one.
It's like you're asking us to blend, I don't know, fine wine with like a gourmet burger. We've got the intelligent investor, this classic investing guide, and then we're diving into the world of AU Small Finance Bank.
Two very different flavors, but hey, that's what makes these deep dives so fun,
Exactly.
right?
So get ready for like a financial landscape exploration.
I like that. Financial landscape exploration. So, first things first, we've got to pay homage to the OG of value investing.
Right. Benjamin Graham.
Published way back in 1949, but still relevant today.
The Intelligent Investor, like if you haven't heard of it, it's like the Bible for anyone who wants to, approach investing with a clear head.
Not about chasing the hype.
So,
It's about understanding the real value of a business.
and even Warren Buffett, like the Warren Buffett swears by this book.
Oh, absolutely. Credits Graham as one of his biggest influences.
Yeah. So okay, let's break this down a bit. Graham, he's all about this concept of intrinsic value, right?
Yes, and this is key. It's not just about the stock price you see flashing on the screen.
Right. It's like looking beyond the price tag.
Exactly. It's about digging deep, understanding a company's assets, their earnings, their future prospects. It's about what that company is truly worth.
And that can be so different from the market price. Like the market can be all over the place, driven by what? Emotions, rumors.
Oh, totally. Speculation, irrational exuberance, as they say.
Uh-huh. Which is why Graham came up with this brilliant analogy, right? Mr. Market.
Genius. I love this analogy.
So imagine this, Mr. Market. He comes knocking on your door every day, offering to buy or sell your stocks.
Some days he's super optimistic, offering high prices. Other days he's a total downer, practically begging you to sell at a loss.
But here's the thing. He's moody, he's unpredictable, and he doesn't always know what he's talking about.
Right. And the key takeaway here is this. Don't let Mr. Market's mood swings dictate your decisions.
Don't let him get in your head.
Exactly. Focus on the business, the fundamentals, the intrinsic value. Make your decisions based on that, not on the whims of the market.
Okay, so let's say you've done your homework, you understand the business, and you see that the intrinsic value is like way higher than the market price.
Ah, that's where margin of safety comes in. Another brilliant concept from Graham.
Ooh, tell me more about this margin of safety thing.
So basically, you want to buy stocks at a price that's significantly below their intrinsic value, like a buffer zone.
Oh, okay, like a cushion.
Exactly. So even if your calculations are a little off or the market throws you a curveball, you're protected.
Yeah.
It's about minimizing risk.
I'm starting to see how these principles can apply, beyond just picking stocks. It's about being informed, being rational in any financial decision.
Oh, absolutely. It's a mindset.
It's like a life philosophy almost.
Yeah.
Now, some people might say, okay, but Graham wrote this back in the 40s, the 50s.
Right.
Are his ideas still relevant today?
That's a valid point. The market has evolved, no doubt. Some of the specifics might need tweaking.
Yeah, I have to admit, some parts of the book, they were a little dense for me.
Oh, yeah. Can be a tough read. But the underlying principles, they're timeless.
Yeah, they're golden.
One source even mentioned a more modern take on his intrinsic value formula. Want to hear it? It's V, EPS, S, 8.5 plus 2G, S 4.4Y.
Wow, okay, that's a mouthful. Break that down for me.
Sure. So EPS, that's earnings per share. G is your long-term growth rate. And Y represents the current yield on those AAA corporate bonds.
Got it.
But remember, and this is important, one of the sources, I think it was that Reddit discussion we had, pointed this out. The intelligent investor is not about just plugging numbers into a formula.
Right.
It's about cultivating a way of thinking.
Like learning to fish, not just being given a fish.
Oh, exactly. But it does make you wonder, right? How do these principles apply in today's world? With all the tech companies, cryptocurrencies, things that Graham probably couldn't have even imagined back then.
Right.
It's a whole different landscape.
It is, but I think that's what we're going to explore next.
Yeah. How do we take these core principles of value investing and apply them to a very real, very modern player in the financial world?
AU Small Finance Bank.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to dive into next. All right, so we've got our value investing lens on, thanks to Benjamin Graham. Now, let's put it to the test with AU Small Finance Bank.
I mean, just looking at their website, it's like, whoa, they've got everything.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, right?
Savings accounts, loans, insurance, investments. They're not messing around.
They really do run the gamut.
It's like they're trying to be a one-stop shop for all your financial needs.
And, thinking back to Graham, that diversification could be a strength. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Right. Spreading that risk, reaching different types of customers.
Yeah. And something else that caught my eye, they're really big on this whole digital banking thing.
Oh, for sure. AU0101 net banking, video banking, even WhatsApp banking.
It's like they're trying to make banking as easy as, I don't know, ordering takeout.
Convenience is key these days. You've got to meet customers where they are, and in this case, that's online.
Totally. And then you look at their deposit options, and it's not just your typical fixed deposits. They've got things like this Planet First AU Green fixed deposit.
I saw that too. Interesting, right?
It is, like, they're appealing to the eco-conscious investor.
Which is a growing segment.
Yep.
Smart move on their part.
Well, okay, let's talk about loans for a second, because that's a big chunk of their business, right?
Oh, absolutely. A cornerstone of any bank, really.
And again, it's like they've got a loan for everything. Home loans, car loans, gold loans, even loans for tractors.
I mean, it's impressive, but that kind of diversification, it can be a double-edged sword.
How so?
Well, on one hand, it gives them a broader reach, right? Caters to a wider market.
Thanks.
But on the other hand, it exposes them to different types of risks.
So it's not just about having a lot of loans. It's about the quality of those loans.
Exactly. And that's where Graham's emphasis on really understanding the business comes in. We'd need to look at their risk management strategies. How are they mitigating potential losses? What's their track record with non-performing assets?
So we're going beyond the surface, beyond just what products they offer.
Right. We're trying to assess their financial health, their resilience in a volatile market.
It's like we're putting on our detective hats.
Exactly. Looking for clues.
And speaking of risk, remember Graham's whole margin of safety thing?
Yeah.
How does that apply here?
Oh, it's crucial. Especially when you're talking about a bank, we want to look at their capital adequacy ratios, their reserve requirements. Basically, how well are they prepared for unexpected shocks?
Right, like if the economy takes a downturn, are they going to be okay?
Exactly. So we've looked at what they offer, how they manage risk, but what about their growth potential?
That's a good question. How do we even begin to assess that?
Well, we look at their past performance, of course. How have they been growing? What's their market share?
Okay, and are they innovating? Are they expanding into new markets?
Exactly. Are they attracting new customers? Are they keeping up with the times?
And let's not forget about competition, because the Indian banking sector, it's fierce.
Oh, incredibly competitive. So we need to ask ourselves, how does AU Small Finance Bank stack up against the other players?
Are they offering something unique? Are their rates competitive?
Right. Are they attracting customers away from their competitors?
It's like we're using Graham's book as a map to navigate this whole financial landscape.
And remember, even with the best map, there are always going to be unknowns.
That's
The market is unpredictable. There's always an element of risk.
So, okay, we've looked at their offerings, their financials, their risk management, even their competitive landscape. What's the final piece of the puzzle here?
I think the final piece, the most important question we need to ask ourselves is this. Is the market undervaluing this company?
So this is where it all comes together.
We've done all this analysis. We have a sense of their intrinsic value. Now we compare that to their current market price.
And that's where we decide, is this a good investment or not?
Exactly. And that's the essence of being an intelligent investor.
Making informed decisions, not just following the hype. And I think that's a perfect segue into our final thoughts for today. So we've taken this deep dive into value investing with Benjamin Graham as our guide.
And we've tried to, apply those principles to understand a real-world player.
Right. AU Small Finance Bank. It's been quite a journey, right?
It has. Lots to think about, lots to unpack. But hopefully our listeners are feeling, a little more equipped to make their own informed decisions.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, that's what Graham is all about. He's not giving us like a rule book.
Yeah.
He's giving us a framework,
Mindset.
a way of thinking. So before we wrap things up, I'd love to hear your final takeaway.
Yeah.
What's the one thing you hope our listeners walk away with today?
I think more than anything, it's that idea of being an intelligent investor. It's not about, getting caught up in the hype
Right.
or making emotional decisions. It's about doing your homework,
Yeah.
understanding the business, the industry, the risks involved. And it's about having that margin of safety, that cushion.
Right. Always protect yourself.
Absolutely.
I love that. It's like, it's empowering. It's like you don't have to be a Wall Street whiz to make smart financial decisions.
Exactly. You just need the right tools and the right mindset.
And a good dose of patience, probably.
Oh, yeah. Patience is key.
Long-term thinking. Now, obviously, we've only scratched the surface here.
We have.
There's so much more to explore.
If anyone's really intrigued by Graham's ideas, I highly recommend picking up the book.
Yeah, The Intelligent Investor.
It's a challenge, but it's so worth it.
And, of course, if you're interested in learning more about AU Small Finance Bank,
Their website is a great resource.
dig into their financials, see what you think.
See if it aligns with your own investment philosophy.
Exactly. All right, well, that's about all the time we have for today.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. Big thanks to our listeners for joining us on this deep dive
Always a pleasure.
into the world of value investing and AU Small Finance Bank. Until next time, keep those brains engaged.
And stay curious.
Bye, everyone.